Motorsports here today. Buscadero 140. We are actually putting a big wheel kit on, and it's going to fit very well. These were the, I believe, 14-inch wheels, and we didn't actually buy the Buscadero 140 big wheel kit. I actually just bought a big wheel kit online, Universal, and we're just transferring over the brake rotors. We had a very stubborn nut that we just seriously got out. This one's not going to be reused. In fact, we're going to replace all these. We're just doing a fitment right now. We're going to put new bolts in them and Loctite them and everything. We just want to see how it's actually going to fit up on that, and then we're going to put all new bolts in these because they've been heated and we do not want to reuse them. And so with that said, we just want to see what the front of this bike's going to look like. I wish we had taken a video of this before we actually pulled the wheel off, but we didn't do that, and so we're just going to show you what the larger wheel will actually look like on this. So I'm just going to put these, and I'm only going to put a couple of them because I got to take that bolt to town and get one that's actually going to fit, and then we're going to put new ones in it because when you're dealing with brakes and brake systems, not good to play around with heated up stuff that's been used. So for fitment's sake, this isn't going to be a bad deal, but I guess I'm just snugging them up. Weirdly, when you buy these pit bike parts online, it seems like everything so far is, I mean, even the widths of the hub and everything are similar, so I don't know. We'll find out when we get it on there if there's going to be any shimming we're going to have to do when this wheel goes on. So that's what we're going to be doing now. Let's see here. There should be a shim on both sides of this. I'm not sure about that. The other shim, it was here. I remember pulling that one out, but it was sunk down into the wheel here. And I don't remember having another shim on it. So that might be something we have to get looked at and fabricated. No, I don't think so though, because this bolt is sort of a shim. If you look at that, that's your bolt that goes in, and it kind of shims it for you. So we're going to just take a look here. We have to pick up the front a little bit. All right. We're going to pause camera for a minute. We're going to pick the front of this up. All right. So the way this is on the old wheel, this shim is set in there just a little over 1/8 of an inch. And so what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take that off to that point. And there's kind of a mark right there, which is what I'm going to use. And the reason why I have to is if I don't, because the new shims in this wheel, the bearing mounts straight up, where on this bearing, it actually had an offset. You can see it. It drops down about 1/8 inch. And so if I don't drop that down, this wheel's going to be crooked unless I can shave that off. So I'm going to do my best at trying to keep this straight. good thing about these shims, let's say that I screw this up, and I'm known to do that. I can buy these for about 50 cents a piece to local shop. You don't have to buy dirt bike specific one or anything like that. Your local shop, your local hardware store have these, and you can there we go. It's a nice clean square cut. And I'm going to take and kind of deburr some of this. There we go. All right, so now our shim. I got a little bit of a rough edge there. I'm going to file that down. The reason why I don't want any issues, even though it's metal on metal, I still don't want any issues. Okay, so here we go. File that down a bit. These little sharp edges. We've shown you guys a lot of stuff here at Explosive Motorsports. We've never really finished some of it. That's our next. We gotta get that finished. That's this week. I got a guy wanting to trade a dual sport for that I'm very interested in. By the way, not just because he called the trade, but I actually contacted him and he's kind of interested in the trade. So. That's definitely something we're going to be looking into, because I'm needing another dual sport bike, and it's for my daughter because we're going to be going to the Trans-Wisconsin this summer, and she just really needs a bike. That's the plan, is to go to the Trans-Wisconsin this summer. Whether we can carry it out or not is one thing, but she, you know, I told her not to invest too much in a bike. She has a really nice Honda PCX scooter, very nice scooter, and of course you're not going to take that on that trail by any means, but just wanting to get her something, and it doesn't have to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be a great bike. It just has to be something that we can take on the trail. Okay, so this is now going. This fork is not wanting to go where I want it yet, but it will. So I really got to get that ATC project finished very soon. Okay, so this should go through there once I get it where I want it. There we go. Now it's on. Okay, so let's see if I can take them out and beat it in there. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if I really don't know at this point if I needed to take a whole lot off of that or not. Looking at this, which is okay. Yeah, I need to, because this is going to go in quite a bit. And so with this front wheel stuff, it's iffy. I didn't get the brake pads lined up, so that's one issue there. Lined up in there. The Trans is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully that guy will trade me for that. He's probably not watching our channel or anything, so he needs something. He said he needs like a utility, and I need what he's got, and so hopefully we can come up with a deal on those and make a good trade soon. sooner than later, because I'd like to be able to go through the dual sport and make sure everything's, you know, where it needs to be on it. Okay, so this brake caliper, looks like I need to do some spreading on the brake caliper before I try this, because it didn't go in. So we'll just pull it out real quick. Lay it up on there. Pads have kind of squeezed together. Yeah, they did. Okay. Are these your screwdrivers?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I may have to wipe your set down when I'm done. Okay, so I'm not getting that to spread where I want it. Yeah, there we go. Now it did. Okay, so we might put this in first. Get this where we want it, and then bring the other side through. Yeah, I don't know. I really care for how that's fitting up in there. Okay, that's where I want it. So, yeah, that looks good, fitment wise. Why don't you put the camera down and come help me do this for just a minute, and then you can pull the camera back up. Wait a minute, I think I got it. Never mind on that. Yep. And the caliper, I'm in there. That squeezes together. Oh my gosh, that's straight as can be. Okay, so now we're where we need to be. Wow. Come look at this fitment. Come up here. I think we took, look how straight this is. We took just enough where my brake's gonna grab. This is right. I mean, this is flush. Wow. Talk about pretty precision. That's not bad. There's that. Let's shim together. Boy, I don't know if I could have got that any closer. That is impressive. I'm just kind of impressed with myself. I mean, how often do you work on something and you get it right the first time? And now we're going to put a stock picture of the Buscadero in there. Back up real quick and show them the front wheel on this. This is looking snazzy. Yeah. Yeah, 17-inch front wheel, upgraded. Wow, that doesn't look like the same bike, does it, Carter?
Mm-mm.
All right, that's cool. Let's see if the brakes will hold. Yep. See that, Carter?
Mm-hmm.
Yee-hoo! Just gonna put our nut on, and then this thing will almost be ready to ride. We gotta do that back wheel. This really hasn't taken much time. We've only been out here for probably an hour. Just kind of messing with it. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. That looks cool. Let's see. I gotta find my nut. Corey, you know where that nut is there, bub?
By the hammer.
Oh! Put that nut on there. And then we're ready to roll on the front of this. My goodness, that just looks, and I like this fitment. You know, there's like 7 inches of travel probably, which is fine for a small bike like this. It's nothing, not like he's not jumping this. He's not high flying this like you would on a KX or anything. And this is just a road, kind of a road running, trail riding bike. These are cool bikes. My nephew had this. And my son had a different bike at the time and saw that, you know, we'd heard that he was selling this. And these things, you don't see these around here. In fact, I've never really seen one around here. And I called him. We made a deal. And come out pretty good deal. Good little bike. Gotta get that going straight. It does. It doesn't really seem to want to go on. There we go. And then it keeps. You gotta do that one of those. Is it that one? What we got here for a ratchet? A ratchet? Yeah. Then I'll have to tighten these back down. There. There we go. This is gonna look real cool. I mean, this just makes this bike. And there wasn't hardly any fabrication work other than just that little bit of a shim that's actually, I mean, look at that. That's turning. That's all bolted up. That's nice. I'm not going to bear down on it. We got a couple bolts to put in here yet. That's cool. That's cool. That makes, of course, we got to get the back wheel on yet too, but that just looks really good. Yeah. Let's see if I can get it off this bucket here. I'm going to pull that bucket out. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay, so same deal on this one. We're going to have to heat these up, put new bolts in them. These shims are made to sink in, countersink a little bit, and I'm afraid we're going to be cutting them. And this one's shorter because it's got a double shim here, because it goes on this side, the longer shim. The brake caliper has a shim of itself. And so, dang, I was hoping not to have to do that. I'm only going to cut off the bare minimum, and I use those marks that are on the air for a reason, because they've already worn into that spot. Now, I am going to use this sprocket. In a way, I wish I didn't have to. It's for one, it's a little warm. Two, I'm going with a lot bigger diameter wheel. So I'm going to increase top speed a lot. But I'm just afraid the bottom end torque may not be what I needed. The only good thing about this bike is it had a ton of bottom end anyways. I'm not sure that I'm not going to be taking this apart again, only because the sprocket size, this is a 12-inch wheel and that one's a 14. So you got to imagine, take a look at this, the difference. Incredible. But at the same time, I'm not happy with it either, because I just don't know if it's going to be where it needs to be. Also, I'm looking on this side, trying to find if it's a directional, and to see which direction it turns, because the hub is exactly the same on both sides. I don't know if one's made strictly for a sprocket and one's made just for the brake caliper. That's something I'll find out as we go, because that's got countersunk holes and this one doesn't. I'm gonna have to say, boy, I'm just not sure. So when I take this all apart, I'll just have to see which is which, because this one's got, always be mindful, the holes, it's got a little bit of a countersink. When you look at these, they're deep in there. And with that knowledge, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. It doesn't show me on the wheel which direction they turn. I'm gonna have to say it's like this, based off of tread pattern on these tires. On the left, the lug is slightly back, same deal on these, and I think that's gonna be the case on the front. Let's take a look on the front one there, just to, if the left tread pattern is back a little bit, and they're identical on the front. There's no difference. On the back it is. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I'm going based off a tread pattern, but then I'll look through the wheel. Okay, so see this tread pattern here and this tread pattern here. They're falling back. This one falls back a little bit. That one falls back because there's a little bit of just a small amount of a gap. That's what I'm basing it off of. I don't know if it's right, but that's how I'm going with it. So we're gonna pull these off, and then we'll get that wheel up there. Let's see if I got heat. Make sure I got the right end in. All right, you got your match, the heat gun. I'm gonna soak these up a little. I'm not sure. I'll look into it. Once I get this other wheel done, I'll have a much better understanding of what's going on with that. Oopsie. The button igniter on my torch quit working. There we go. I'm doing it the old way of the match. It doesn't bother me. People are like, oh, that's flammable. It's not. I don't have much of a flash point on that stuff, so yeah, I think we're running out of. Let it burn for a minute. And then I'll work. See that? It doesn't catch on fire. I was a little leery at first too. In the last wheel. We'll get these pretty hot. And the reason why I'm doing this, the last ones wouldn't hardly come out. So I'm gonna just spend some time heating these up. So you can go ahead and cut the camera card and they'll come out. Okay, now got the sprocket and the brake caliper or brake rotor where they need to be. These little tabs, I'm gonna bring them back up because that's your nut locker or your bolt lockers, and you gotta have them bent where you want them so that the bolts are locked in. So we need to take a little hammer to it. There's that one. There's that one. Now when that turn, that won't have the opportunity to turn because these are right up against it. It's kind of a nice safety feature. You know, I don't know if all motorcycles used to have these. They do now. I'm not sure if the old ones did. I've never really worked on one that was real old that I could look at that and see. Let me know in the comments if they did. Just a nice bolt locker here. Keeps that nut straight. Yeah, you know, a guy probably ought to replace these since they've been bent once. But we're just doing this for fitment. So like I said before, this is just for fitment. All the bolts and things we're going to need to go through and put new ones in, Loctite it, and all that. Okay, so this is almost where I want it to be, minus a couple things. First off, I put the wheel in backwards. You'd think a guy would know, but I don't, evidently. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's where it needs to be. There's chain. This is the least fun part of this because of these. I fought these things. I know my cameraman is getting ready to dread this. I fought these on an SSR dirt bike for a good couple hours one day. I'm not foreseeing that on these. I'm going to cut them to fit to where they need to be because these are flat up against the wheel. Couldn't get them where I wanted it to start with. You know, if I had bought, here's the thing, if I would have gone to the manufacturer's website on this bike, I could have got direct fits, which looked identical. I think the only thing that was different was that countersink that, you know, goes for, because the shims, either that or they just give you shorter shims. I don't know. Double the price. So, to me, considering all factors, and I'm a pretty decent fabricator, not good, but decent, I'm just thinking to myself, why would I spend that kind of money when I can do this myself for half as much for basically the same wheel and tire setup? I might regret that later, but I might actually just be like, I should have just bought the ones from Buscadero and been done with it. Right. So I'm not trashing their side at all. I probably should have gone that route because I can already foresee this is going to be so much fun. Okay. All right. Of course, they're going to say, you know, that you should use their parts and stuff too. I can't say I blame them. Okay. Now, the wheel's where I need it. The shims are not where I need them. I'm afraid I try to put the full-size shim in here. I'm checking first, cutting later. Kind of deal. Yeah, see, that sets that wheel off. And then I don't have any room. So that's what I got to do, is to cut it so that that wheel fits in there like that. And that's, from what I can see, it's going to be about that 1/8 inch. So I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm going to be smart about this. So it's time to head to the Sawzall and put on the safety glasses. All right. You have the, golly, look at that thing. Okay, do you have the, there's the pliers. Yep. Man, that thing's gonna be tall. It's gonna look good though. Yeah, it fits great. You have a good 2 inches of room in there, if not more. So, that's where we want it. that makes you do. Like that old movie. Look at you look that up. Yeah, it looks good. Nice and straight. Get that one stuck in here. And we'll stick it in this way. That way the smooth edge is up by the wheel. Yeah. That actually fit good. Okay, so that's right on. Yeah, it is. Before put all your eggs in one basket and think you've done everything. Okay. Just take off so much here. Don't do it. There it is, right there. No. That one's hot. We got it. Cool it off. Okay. This is the most fun you'll ever have in your life. It's called shimming up backroom. Okay. Put this one in where I want it. Ew, I'm gonna have to get some ice water. Dump on that thing and cool it down. Drink anyways. Yeah. Yep. That will help. Cool off, dude. Okay. Yep, he's cool. See, ice water does everybody good. Okay. I need to stay. Remember, that goes in this way because I'm fighting it. I don't want to fight this thing even when I have to. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that is tough. It's a tough dude. This is good. Got me a little tap it, hammer. Just tap it in. There we go. It's going. It's on. Okay, that's going through. It's a little forward. That's all right, I can get that. Okay. Hey, this might actually work. That's pretty good. It's about as straight as it's gonna be. Okay, there's that. It's in there, and brake caliper is all nice and stiff. It's in. There's a little groove back here, and that caliper is not in the groove. So you always got to make sure you're on that groove, and it is. It's in the groove. Okay. It's in the groove. Now. About that. That might be something very easily remedied. Put this in first. Okay. That's going to be easily remedied. As long as it spins and it's free. Now, you know, I don't know how much play I actually have here. Because I want that to be smooth. So we'll that is moving. And this has a little play. It doesn't bother me, but I want to check for the wear of these pads, because that was clear up. There. Okay. I like it, actually. I don't think that thing's moving a little bit. Let me torque it down a little bit and see where we're at as far as the movement. I got a little bit, but it's not tight either, so that might be 90% of the problem. You know, I just want to make sure. If not, I got a couple washers, I can take that up. There's that. See, it spins really well. Sounds good. And I'm just getting a slight bit of play. All right, let me get it. Here's this. Give me that gun, and I'll take it on there quite a ways and see. Yeah, it's on that. I'm getting no play. There's a zero. Come check this out. So where we shaved them down, there's zero play here. The bolt's through. That's on where it needs to be. That's meeting up. It's going through. See, it's not dragging on them brakes. This is in good. And the chain's nice and tight. That's complete. That's done. All right, so I'm gonna take off this. The son has the seat. We'll see where the fitment is. It's still not bad. It doesn't lean as far as I thought it would on that. Where's the seat at, bud?
Under the fender.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Stick the seat on there. I'm not going to put the seat on, but oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Look at this. I mean, that's nice. Let's see if she'll start. Maybe it's cold, maybe. Okay, there's your Buscadero 140 with the big wheel kit. Thanks for joining us today.